CNN coming at you. Not that CNN. Khamzat Chimaev News Network right now. Obviously, giant fight lined up against Leon Edwards. That card is looking bonkers stacked. I think it's looking better than the pay-per-view right before it, to be honest. I think that's the real end of the year card. They keep adding so many good fights to it. But we've talked a lot about how the fight might go between Leon and Khamzat. We've talked about the betting odds and whether we think it makes sense. What we haven't touched on too much, though, is that if, let's say in this scenario, Chimaev hype train keeps on rolling, just steamrolls him, right? Just straight up knocks him out, done deal. Does he end up skipping Gilbert Burns for the next crack at Kamaru Usman? Mr. Wells, what are your thoughts on that?
At this point, I would put nothing past the UFC, especially when they have the hype train in Khamzat Chimaev, because everyone and their mother loves them some Chimaev right now. and it's, like we were talking, in our chat, in our private chat about like, what is this phenomenon? Like, why is everyone so attached to it? And I said, it's the rub from Khabib, right? He's getting the Khabib rub, but even more so, there's still an aura of unknown. Plus, he can also crack somebody and knock him out. Like, that's something we never saw from Khabib. So it's like it's this new freshness. It's just a combination of everything. So I believe the UFC would absolutely jump on the opportunity to put him in a title fight as soon as possible, because Usman versus Burns is currently scheduled for February 13th, 2021, which means if that fight is competitive in any way, shape, or form, that belt won't be defended again probably till June, July, right? Can the UFC afford to wait till June or July if Khamzat beats Leon Edwards? Just put him into a title fight. Because listen, they're kind of forcing themselves into a corner here. You made the guy skip the line. They've got him facing the number 3 guy. They forced him into the rankings after only 3 fights in the UFC, 1 in this division. Can you wait another half a year before you put him into a title fight? That's the thing that's boggling my mind right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think you can from a business perspective. The only thing you could do that may kind of negate that is if you're really dead set on doing Burns versus Usman, contracts have been signed, can't revoke them, what have you. There's just no way around that. Then what you could do is, other than trying to hope that fight does not have too much damage for whoever is the winner, and are ready to turn around and fight again as quickly as, say, Deiveson Figueiredo or Brandon Moreno. Instead of doing that, you could have him move up to middleweight and fight a top contender up there, right? But then you risk that's a risky move in order to do that. So I'm with you here that it makes a lot of sense for him to skip the line, especially if those contracts have not been signed yet. I mean, think about Gilbert Burns, right? His whole title shot, he basically was skipping the line over Masvidal because they said they couldn't get the deal done, all of that. He was scheduled. He got COVID, had to drop out, and then Masvidal stepped in, and they got that done. But originally, Burns had pretty much skipped the line over Masvidal and Edwards. So it's not beyond the promotion to say, you know what? Chimaev just crushed Edwards, and yeah, we can't sit on him, so we're going to go ahead and have him take that title shot against Usman. Sorry, Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert, you tested positive for COVID. That's so weird. It's so weird how that happened. Like, I know you didn't take a test or anything, but we just got results. Like, it's weird. So yeah, we're gonna slide in Chimaev in February. Like, there's so many things that could happen, and I really hope like there's no injuries or anything like that allows it to happen, so to speak. Like, of course, I'm just joking about the COVID thing. I hope he doesn't catch COVID. I hope nobody does. But that's not what we've seen, unfortunately, happening in the world today. But listen, Chimaev, if he goes out there and beats Leon Edwards, like a lot of people believe that he will, and if he does it in the same fashion of his first 3 fights in the UFC, that means he's going to come out unscathed, right? Which would be just absolutely insane. So if you can't figure out a way to get him into the title fight against Usman, do you knock on Izzy's door? Because Izzy's like teasing like this whole light heavyweight thing.
I mean, that's the thing. You might, especially if they decide to go, especially if they decide to have Izzy go up, right? Let's say they have Izzy go up and drop the 185 belt. Let's say that they say, you know what, go ahead, go up to 205, get your crack up there, and but you got to vacate the 185. Then you can put Khamzat in a title fight right there at 185 against somebody, or you could always put him into an interim title fight if you're going to have Izzy move up. I don't think they would take him. I don't think if Khamzat beats Edwards, he gets a title shot against Izzy, because I think that's kind of burning two people that they're trying to make a star, right? You don't want to have those guys go, not yet anyway. So I think instead you either have Izzy go up to 205 and have Chimaev fight for an interim belt, or you have Izzy drop the 185 belt. He goes up 205 and then can come back down whenever he wants to reclaim the belt, similar to what Jones was talking about doing.
Yeah, I like it. See, you threw out the UFC's favorite word, interim title, right there. There's so many possibilities with that, so many unknowns, so many intriguing situations that can arise from that. Like, wow, like interim champion. So that means could we ever get the first interim champion versus another champion in a lower weight class? Like, so many possibilities. Who knows? Who knows what way this could go? But I mean, at the end, the main takeaway from all of this is that if the UFC sees a potential for more dollar signs, I think they're going to go in that direction.
Yeah. They never don't go in that direction ever. That's, that has been my soapbox that I will stand, and my hill I will die on. If it's an opportunity to make more money, they're going to go in that direction. They always do. Make sure you like and you subscribe to this video right here. Let us know your thoughts if Chimaev gets past Edwards, especially in dominant fashion. Do you think he should skip the line over Burns? Do you think they'll, give him a 185 interim title shot? What do you think they'll do with him, assuming he wins? Because if he loses, that's a whole nother video we'll have to talk about. But here, I think if he beats Leon Edwards, especially the way he beat the last three dudes, it's a wrap. They're putting him in title fights only.